day 5, posting every day until I start the Artist Way. These videos showing up every day remind me of the morning pages themselves, because I don't know if you can tell, but this is not scripted. And what happens when we learn to trust our stream of consciousness, that is a muscle memory that is developed through doing the morning pages, it allows what reminds me of what Jesus used to tell the disciples when they tell them to go somewhere, and they would be like, okay, what do we say when we get there? And it would be, I'll tell you when you get there. And that's part of the modern day seeing us all as disciples in a way, right, of something, and getting to hone in that relationship to allow the pen to move every morning and just trust that even if it's going in a place that you didn't see coming, that's exactly where your spirit needs to go that day. And then that starts to translate into your work, into posting every day until you start the Artist Way, into not having a script. Like Kathy was sharing yesterday, there's a space and time for the tactical, practical, logical, linear mind, like how she's helped me with my investments. And there's also time and space to just clear your channel and allow yourself to share. Maybe nothing at all. Maybe it doesn't have to have a point. Maybe that's the point. Maybe the point is just continuing to show up in your truth and in your process, and being able to share in a way that we have that safety within, and that we are addressing the little gremlins of the past that have told us any different. I know for me, working in corporate, to be specific, was such a big part of my artist getting squashed, and especially in management consulting, where there was a critical lens on everything. I was in it for 15 years, so you start to see it is the blind leading the blind, and everyone's kind of lying a little bit in terms of, the finance team isn't staying late because they don't have the numbers. The finance team is staying late because we're trying to make the numbers make sense to the investors. And I just don't know if we talk about that enough. And part of this work I see is activism. It's activism to get us back into cinnamon says to get us back into our creative energy. Because a lot of this survival here on Earth, this 3D planet with gravity, is staying only in the logical, tactical, practical, boxed mind. And there is space to have both. There's a lightness to both. There's a connection to something bigger than you when you have both. And there is an allowing and a receiving of not having to have all of it figured out and all of the answers, but knowing that you are worthy and dignified to do it anyways. Look at that. It's something else we don't really hear much. You mean to tell me I can just do this? Yeah, it's really beautiful. These practices do take you into a deeper witnessing, a deeper safety to share, because that is the funny part about it all, is that if we don't have that feedback loop, it's hard to shift the identity. And having the safety to share, I shared a newsletter today. Newsletters are terrifying for me. Terrifying. I don't know why, because I reread them and I see something different every time, and then I just micro pick at them until days go by, and I finally have to get to the point of, look, what part of me is terrified? Okay, that critical part that got ripped to shreds in most of her career. Perfect. Can we be with that part? Can we let her know that even if she has a typo, that is her expression, and I approve of her words? And like Rick Rubin says, we're making it for ourselves. And I think there's also just a freedom with that too, of, I got you boo. It's okay. Nobody likes it, or if everyone unsubscribed, we'll start over again. And that's the kind of work that happens internally as we start to continue to embody what Julia Cameron has so beautifully put together for us, that I see as a creative gospel. So we start on Tuesday.